estás?
How do you say yarrow?
Welcome to How Do You Say Yarrows?
How do you say yarrow? How do you say yarrow?
It'll be all the fun in the world.
Hey everybody!
Welcome to How Do You Say Yarrows?
That was really good, Adam.
Thank you, Will and Tyler, who worked to create all of our things. We're not going to put you out of a job, though.
No, definitely not. That's
Maybe for theme song round 2 one day. Who knows? How do you say yarrows?
Welcome. We are so excited about this topic today.
Yeah, so we want to talk to you about our experiences and what we think would help for many people. What constitutes a good date from the food side and activity side?
Yes.
So, do we want to tackle food first?
Yes. Okay, so when you go on a date and there is food involved, because really most dates involve food, I feel like, in some form.
Yeah.
So what kind of food should you order?
Oh, so, I think it all goes in proportion with where you're at on the dating pool.
Oh.
Because, first date, there's no need to go big here. This is a casual thing.
Oh, okay.
So, we went ice cream, low pressure.
Yeah.
So, I think it's not, the food in early dating, in my mind, is largely based on the time frame you're committed to. A 3-course meal spells not only a lot of money, which isn't necessarily a problem, because that's your philosophy, but that's an intensive time date. Mm-hmm. So I think early on, a simpler food is good, while later on, get that appetizer and dinner.
Wow, okay. I was thinking of it in terms of I think it's interesting. You're thinking of it in terms of how you're going to plan the date.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I didn't plan the date, so what do I do now that I'm there?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just thinking of when I by the way, I have very little dating experience. But
I don't have much more than Gabby.
Yeah.
I think we might be about equal.
We both have very small dating experience. But in our small dating experience, I thought about a couple things when I was ordering food. I looked at price because I didn't want it to be an outrageous price. I looked at what I was going to drink. I thought that, because if you go out to a restaurant and you are waiting for your food, it can be kind of awkward in that time if you're just drinking water.
Oh, that's real.
So I would kind of want to get a soda because it's kind of now you're already sipping on something.
Yeah.
So it would be a little bit more, I don't know, interesting during that time.
I got you. A little,
sipping on a soda.
Little slurp.
Yeah. But I would only order a soda if the guy ordered a soda.
Interesting. Okay.
I would not order a soda if he ordered a water, because then I would feel like now I'm upping the bill by ordering soda.
What I think is just making a casual observation. Oftentimes people want to appear very attractive on dates, kind of want to be like, I'm watching my figure type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And guys and girls, both are immediately there. Guys are no better. I want to be very clear about this. But often dates really involve food that is not great for you.
Yes.
It does kind of counter or work against the early productivity of many of these things,
That's
right?
a really good point. Actually, I felt like as a girl, I often would want to order a salad if I went on a date.
Okay.
If that was an option, because it's easy to eat and you can kind of, it'll be fine to eat. But I actually would feel awkward ordering a salad on early stages of dating, because then it looked like maybe you're a girl who only eats salad, which I'm not. But just I would be looking for something easy to eat, and other things like a burger or some type of big sandwich or even different pastas. Those are harder to eat in that dynamic where someone is just sitting straight in front of you watting you eat. I would
slamming
feel more
this
awkward.
down your gullet. So, is there a food you would not eat on a date, early, or at least until you feel very comfortable with the person?
Wings.
Yep, same.
I would not do that. Yeah, that's a bold move.
I would throw ribs in that category as well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Very difficult food to eat. Yeah, and in a real way, I like ribs a lot more because that's more social. Yeah. But I'm not crazy about eating wings at many functions where I'm not able to immediately wash my hands. Maybe it's preppy or prissy of me. I don't know.
Well, also for me, you don't do this as much, Adam, but I am one of those people who will sweat a little bit while I'm eating a spicy wing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna need napkins to wipe my forehead. I'm sweating, so I don't need to be sweating and eating these wings on this early date. That's not
Okay.
something that needs to happen at all.
Interesting. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, wings, that's just too many things going on. That's a lot.
Okay, what would you say is an excellent food? Say,
Ideal?
well, okay, so we think wings, ribs, pretty much bottom of the barrel in this.
Those are, I think, a really bold, tough move to eat on a date.
Oh, I would throw out this here. A shame stick or deep fried anything could be really tough.
Oh, you think?
Well, I think it's more of just saying, like, okay, who am I becoming?
Really? That's so funny. I would never have thought of that. My one thing that I could think of with if you are eating something fried like that on a date, the funnel cake or
Funnel
fried
cake's
Oreos.
totally different area.
The only problem though is think about all that powdered sugar that always gets all over you.
Yeah, but that's cute.
Is it?
Powdered sugar is cute. Wing sauce, not cute.
Okay. I don't know. I definitely have, not like on a legit date, but I've been out on one of those kind of dates before.
Yeah.
And eating like a funnel cake. And then I was trying so hard, but then you like kind of choke on the powdered sugar.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And it goes all over you. I don't know that that's cute. I think that's just
cute.
now
Oh, that's cute.
that person is covered in powdered sugar.
No, because I view that as a date together. Like we are sharing
that's an experience.
We're sharing a funnel cake.
This cloud of
Wings,
smoke.
those are too independent, honestly kind of gross. Now you're just spicy if a little kiss should emerge.
Oh, wow.
Powdered sugar. Very different scenario. But I would also say, I would not want a girl seeing me eat a shame stick. So for our viewers, that is a stick of butter wrapped or dipped in sugar and then possibly deep fried.
That's gross.
Yeah, just things
You're
like
right,
that.
that's gross.
Yet again, it's sending a bad message to the future partner. And I'm not being pro anorexic or bulimia here at all. I'm not trying to be like weird like that. But I do think there's also like, I don't know if I'd be comfortable saying like, I have an affinity for crazy deep fried foods that I want to engage with early on.
Yes. Okay. I hear what you're saying.
Even later on, like, I will be fair. Granted, we're married now and very serious, obviously, about our future. But I've stopped eating quite a few foods, or I'm very cautious about eating in a lot more ways than I was even 2 years ago because I'm just thinking, like, yo, I want to be good for the long term here.
Really?
A little bit. I'm watching far more of my portion controls.
Oh.
We've got doing all the vitamins. Like, yeah, I really, I'm being very. Not always crazy careful, but I'm being far more cautious than I was.
You're more thoughtful.
Yeah.
I think some of that is just age.
You call me old?
No, I think we're just
You calling this old?
I think we're just growing up together.
I turned 30 and she calls me old.
I don't think it has to do with dating is all I'm saying. I'm just saying, I think if you go on a date.
The viewers could see my face.
You're not thinking, I don't know, I never thought about this, what you're bringing up, that if I eat this, they're going to think, oh, she goes home and eats this type of food all the time.
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, unless you have deep fried Oreos at your home. That's a very difficult food to procure on your own.
That's funny. Yeah, so I guess I'd recommend something that is easy to eat and you won't need like a billion napkins and it's not going to cause you to sweat profusely during the meal.
What would be your ultimate date food?
The best, easiest, pizza.
Ooh, okay, why pizza?
Because I think pizza's pretty simple, so, like you'll find something that you like to eat.
Ooh.
So that's helpful.
Okay.
And I think it's easy to eat. It's just super easy. You could eat it like, you pick it up, you could cut and whatever. And you could linger. For me, I feel like you could linger over a pizza.
A pizza, you can linger over.
Yeah, you get like an unlimited soda. You could linger over pizza. Who cares if you eat like 5 pieces, whatever. And it's like an easy thing. You could share, you could not share. Because most places nowadays, you could get your personal pie, so everybody gets what they like. Or if you guys happen to be on the same page, then you could share. Although if it's early dating, I would recommend personals.
Oh yeah, personal. That brings us to a whole different category with food here. Sharing that, and I could not
sharing food on early dates.
Well, I guess it could be any date, but I think especially with early dates, you are so correct with personal pizza is a natural boundary divider.
Yeah.
That yet again, sharing food for any couple. Honestly, I think it could be short of murder for people.
Yes, I think that is something you grow into, and you're already figuring out so many other things in early dates. Like if you even want to see this person again, maybe don't bring in sharing food. That's a lot to handle.
Yeah. On it, I would not even. Oh, that was a little bump.
That was.
It did say that there was a bump in the road there, and
right.
that was a bump.
We felt it.
Ooh, nice clean road here too.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Yeah, sharing food early on in a date, very bold. Honestly, I think there's far more room for loss than error.
Big question for you.
Yep.
So you kind of mentioned this, but as far as food on a date, early dating, do you order an appetizer or dessert? What's the yay or nay on that? Over and under?
Oh my gosh. I would say I'm pro appetizer, anti dessert.
Wow, that's awesome. Interesting. Why?
I think dessert is way too finicky in my mind. It's always all over the place.
Yeah.
No, you'll eat an appetizer. Dessert could go any direction, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because appetizers are small. Dessert is a lot of pressure. Because I don't feel like anybody looks down on somebody for eating an appetizer.
Right.
Dessert sometimes can be a little hairy here. Like, oh, you could fit that?
What? Were you judging everything I ate during the whole dating? I'm like, wow, she ate that now. What does that mean?
No. But my thought, in a real way of like, okay, say you put down a big meal here. Like, okay, I think that's a tougher one because it's like, oh, well, they got it, but I didn't type of thing. Like, that's what I mean by it more than anything. So it's hard. If I'm going with this, I'd want equal pairing. So, like, say I want dessert. Feel weird if you're not eating dessert, and I don't want to force.
That's super weird.
That's what I mean by that. Like,
that's so awkward.
Yeah. Because worse yet, say somebody else got dessert and I didn't, and like, oh, this is awkward. Like, I'm just gonna stare you eating this ice cream.
No. If someone gets
that's
dessert,
what I
you
mean
have
by
to get
that.
it.
Yeah.
Both have to get it.
For the record, not shaming a person for eating. That's not what I mean by this. And while it sounds like that in a lot of ways, I'm trying to just talk about social cues. By all means, eat a healthy portion.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's where I think the appetizer makes so much more sense. Because say you got like I was gonna say wings, but we would advise against the wings here. But say you got like chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks.
Yep.
Those are easy because like, okay, what you get like maybe 4 or 6 of those in an appetizer.
Right.
That's easy to share, and then you have leftovers of your main meal. That's a great deal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you think?
Point. I think it depends on the scenario. I think if you're really enjoying yourself, like you just want to prolong the time, I think dessert is a great option, at least to offer.
Well, hey, let me throw this out here. Dessert at that restaurant or dessert somewhere else?
Either one. I agree with you.
I like that.
I would say dessert just either way. I think that the only purpose for dessert in my mind in a date setting is, because typically you're not even going to be hungry for it, is just to prolong the time together. So if you're wanting to do that, I would recommend, but we'll talk about activities, I would recommend elsewhere, but either way, I think the only purpose of it is to prolong the time together.
I could not agree more, and I would say if the person that you're with wants to prolong the date in that way, that is a great sign by leaving to go to another dessert place.
Yeah.
Because that is like, hey, I'm not even just being a little interested. You're committing, like, okay, that's another possible 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
Exactly, that's a big commitment.
Very good sign here. Very healthy commitment level.
But I would say for an appetizer, I wouldn't, again, limited experience, I would say you don't need it because, again, you don't know if it's early dating, you don't really know what type of food they want, and it's kind of like another thing. And I always felt just awkward eating on early dates. Because it's awkward. So now if there's an appetizer, it's like one more thing I have to navigate.
Okay.
So I'd rather just probably not even deal with it. Because also if you're ordering an appetizer, you guys usually have to work together on that. Like, what do you want to eat? Do I want to eat that? And as for me, the guy always has paid, so I would just feel awkward. I don't know what he wants, and I don't really need an appetizer, so I can't really engage in that planning like me and Adam would in later dates. But
early on, I'd say
early on, I'm just like, if you want one or if you don't. So it's an awkward thing to navigate. So I would just not even deal with it because you don't need it.
I respect that.
All right, so activities.
Oh yeah.
I think we've covered the food ins and outs. Now, when you're on a date, or you're planning a date, what types of activities do you recommend? How do you recommend the strategy of activities for a date or planning a date in general? What is your philosophy?
I like a timed activity.
Ooh.
Because yet again, planning a date, this is good. We have a set time. We have an activity here.
Nice.
So, hey, we're going to a movie. Beauty of a movie. You have a set time. It's going to be an hour, 20 minutes. Perfect. Boom. In, out, done. It's like, yet again, it's like an extraction mission here. Especially, yet again, I don't know why we're veering towards early dating, but I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, we're in the realm of early dating right now. It's got to be particular, yeah.
Because, every couple finds their older.
Yeah.
But I think, like, earlier, yet again, always leave somebody wanting more. I'd rather I think it's
I like
true
that.
in any type of setting. It's good advice for throwing a party. Don't exhaust your guest. Good for any setting, especially in dating. Yo, hey, this is going to be 90 minutes. Boom, done. This is good. You can do anything for 90 minutes.
Okay, so your main, parameter is that there is a known estimate of time that this will be completed in.
I think that helps within
both people have a sense of this is how long I'm going to be with this person, and then afterward I'm going to have a break.
Yeah.
And get to take measure of what just happened.
Because my main thought with this is
that's soothing to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. How long am I on for? Because there's a very different method of okay, you probably assuming this is kind of early, honestly haven't hung out or been friends for a while or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, have you relaxed together? What's it like of oh, I'm not just chatting away at lunch and I'm chipper and happy and dipper. Okay, no, you don't know that yet. This person could want to be seriously alone. Okay, I'm giving a 30-minute activity. That's enough. Or 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is. But hey, this is how long I've got to be on for. My pacing is based on this requirement. I like doing this to this day. Not necessarily with our dates because I'm great with Gabby. But if I'm even with friends, I would have an idea here. How long what are we doing this for? I was never good at hanging out with any person for an unspecified period of time. In college, school, high school, I need a time frame.
Oh, I'm with you, Adam. This is so true. I never thought about this before. Yeah. But I think this might be specific to people who are similar to us because we are very much people who we can be very on and we're very energetic and exert a lot of energy. But we also like downtime. Yeah. And I think when you're early dating, you're that on. Kind of person, you're on. You're just, you're going to be on that whole time.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, so I loved that idea because I think it would really stress me out if I was uncertain about someone and I was going on a date with them. And I thought, well, I really am uncertain about you. And now I don't have a good sense of how long am I going to have to be with you. And that's terrifying. Am I going to have to spend 2 hours with you? Or will I have an option to get away in an hour? Or is this going to be all night? That's a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's this like here?
Right, so especially early on, if both people have a sense of, well, no matter what, this is going to be 2 hours, and then you could always add a little bit of if you want, or you can go home. You're free. You're free. And I remember when we started transitioning to longer dates, it was, we were already getting more serious because it was when we felt safe to kind of say, open-ended, we're going to hang out all day.
Yeah, and this is a day
see where the day takes us. And that was definitely a big deal for both of us because then you're going to have ebbs and flow of the date. Sometimes you're just going to be sitting and talking. Sometimes you're going to be actively playing a game or, something like that. So that is a huge difference than a date number one. Yeah. For us. Yeah. I agree with you on that big time. I was thinking for me, I think one of the most important things is an interactive activity.
Oh, yeah.
So, because I do think that the just sitting down to eat dates are difficult.
Yeah.
I just think there can be a lot of awkwardness and all that kind of stuff. So, even movies, I used to always, I think growing up, the dream was for a guy to take me out to the movie theater.
Okay, I get that.
Because it's we're going to the movies and maybe we'll get popcorn and that's I love popcorn. That's so exciting. Yeah. But, I think just looking back, I don't actually think that's, with the hindsight 2020. Yeah. I mean, it's a fine date. I just think if you're really, it is harder to get to know somebody with a movie date necessarily. You're going to spend time together, but what did you really learn about them?
I think that the advantage where that is a classic date, especially, and I think also with younger kids too. Yeah. Because one, I think what Gabby is not saying is it's a bad date at any point. No. I think it's just a tougher date early on, is what you're saying.
I went on a couple of those. I enjoy a movie date. It still is classic. It's still wonderful. I'm just saying, is it as as amazing as I always thought?
I think it's, the value of that is simple presence. Yeah. So I think that's where high schoolers are
just spending time together.
Yeah, so say a high schooler that you're kind of awkward. You're honestly just trying to figure out how to have a date. Maybe the advantage is we are in a place that's kind of defined for us. You don't really have to talk that much. It's before and after. It's simple parameters, and we can just spend time together.
Okay, I should clarify.
Yeah.
This whole time, I have been talking about adults dating.
I have too.
Okay.
No, that's what I think.
I was not thinking of teenagers.
No, I've been thinking of adults too.
Yeah,
but I think that's where a movie date has strong appeal.
For high school.
Because I think there's a lot of help of like,
point.
hey,
Good
maybe
point.
you're like really new to like talking to another person romantically. Like,
Sure.
okay, here the value is I have a simple way to be in presence with you, but I don't have to really have everything. I don't have to be fluent in conversation. I don't have to have all this together.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree. As for a younger, like just hanging out, I actually would just advocate for group dates.
Yeah.
For the younger.
Yeah,
I think group dates are so much fun, and then you're just hanging out with people, you're learning to talk to each other, you can flirt a little bit and then go talk to your girlfriend, and then flirt a little bit and then go debrief with your girlfriend in the bathroom. I think a group date is the best for younger, but and also for older too. I do love a good group date.
Yeah.
And again, it's interactive, and it gives that opportunity to hang out with somebody, and then you can go in and out. So I like that.
Yeah.
But I do remember my mom and sister told me that I remember them really making it clear for me and emphasizing that I needed to make sure that I liked the person one-on-one.
Yep, that's a huge win.
Because I always am someone who I do like groups. I would lean towards, well, okay, we're all good friends and we can hang out in this group, so that's fine. And I don't really need to hang out with you alone, but like we're all good friends,
Yep.
And they were like, no, you really need to make sure that you like this person one-on-one at some point, because at some point if you end up with this person, everyone goes home.
Yep.
And then it's you and this person. So you really need to make sure that, and this is for, again, as you get older, making sure that it's not just because people act different in a group and one-on-one.
Very real.
So that's important. So yeah, I would say interactive, some kind of interactive. So I guess even if it is, sitting down to dinner, like maybe playing a game together, or
game
mini golf.
I think mini golf.
Thing.
I want to throw out mini golf might be a prime early date.
That's so fun.
It's very affordable, so wherever you're at, it's a great time.
Yep.
It's clear. You can be as competitive as you want to be with that.
Yes.
Or not, but there is and usually they have snacks as well. So if you want an ice cream at the end,
you can add food. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like mini golf is an excellent date.
Yeah, mini golf I would rate.
We never went on a mini golf date, ironically.
We never did. Any other really good interactive ones?
I honestly think mini golf is the pinnacle of early dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early dating. That's just so simple.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. We've told you people before, everybody, one of our early dates was Sky Zone. Not the greatest early date, to be honest. It panned out for us, but very difficult communication.
Yeah.
We talked for like an hour afterwards because the experience itself is not very prone to be.
Now that would have been a good group date, though.
Great group date, very poor individual.
Difficult as individual.
Yeah,
difficult
individual date.
Still fine with the right person, but it could be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Arcades. Those are
very
good.
fun.
Individual interactive games.
I'm trying to think. Ice cream.
Ice cream. I mean, you can't go wrong with ice cream.
Ice cream's great.
You're just interacting with the world.
That
joy of ice
engagement
cream.
ring shopping. Mortgages.
Drive-in movie theater. That is sitting and watching a movie, but I feel like being at a drive-in is a very interactive experience.
Yeah, I agree.
You're outside.
Yeah, there's a lot more benefit with drive-in.
It's really, really cool. Harder to get to, though. So that's a little trickier.
But cool. Well, thanks for joining us on How Do You Say Yaros. You could comment, like, subscribe. We would love more positive 5-star reviews. Yes. And email us at howdoyousayyaros@gmail.com.
Yes!
Woo! Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody!
How do you say Yaros?
Hola!
¿Cómo estás?
How do you say Yaros?
Welcome to How Do You Say Yaros?
How do you say Yaros? How do you say Yaros?
It'll be all the fun in the world.